Welcome to Cool Breeze Over the Mountains, a podcast where we chronologically step through and discuss each film starring Keanu Reeves. My name is Andrew Gormley, and I am one of your hosts. I am joined on this episode and every episode by my co-hosts. When staring at The Matrix, all she sees is blonde, brunette, redhead, Whitney Nelson.
That's true. Factual.
And he's never sure if he's awake or still dreaming, and I'm certain it's because of the mescaline. Evan Wells.
Oh my God, that's too accurate. That hits deep.
Especially given what we were just talking about before going live here. Oh my gosh.
Which was Evan's drug problem?
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's medical procedures and
now.
whatnots that I'm just, let's not regale it. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, we had a lot of talk that we made Andrew woozy with all of our talk. So
Gross.
we will not repeat it.
I didn't like it. That's just, I'm not a
Evan
fan.
doesn't have a drug problem, by the way. I was just kidding.
He might.
If there are any cops out there,
Right.
that was a joke.
Not a drug problem, certainly.
Oh man.
Dear police, that was a joke. Love Whitney.
Oh my God.
We're off to a great start. I love this.
Oh boy.
Up top, I want to mention, like we always do, you can find the website at coolbreezepod.com, email us at coolbreezepod@gmail.com, or hit us up on Twitter at coolbreezepod. If you like what we do and you want to support it directly, you can join us on Patreon, patreon.com/coolbreezepod, reap all manner of extras. If you don't want to throw any bucks our way, just give us a review on iTunes. We would love that. Great way to support the show, raise awareness, all that great stuff. So, I'm very excited to get to the meat of this episode, but I'd be remiss not to mention something that came up a few episodes earlier. So we've moved into a new year of films. 1999. Keanu didn't do anything in 98 because he was too busy like training his ass off to be in this. It was like pretty intensive stuff. So, as we always do, we're going to list the movies that came out this year. And
This is a heck of a list.
so I remember there's a whole book written about that this could very well be the best year in movies ever. So just listen to this list, okay? The Sixth Sense, Fight Club, American Pie, Being John Malkovich, Eyes Wide Shut, Three Kings, Office Space, The Mummy, 10 Things I Hate About You, The Town and Mr. Ripley, Boys Don't Cry, Magnolia, The Iron Giant, The Green Mile, Cruel Intentions, Dogma, Girl Interrupted, The Bone Collector, and for better or worse, our best picture, 1999, was American Beauty. Directed by Sam Mendes, who's great, starring someone who is, objectively not great, but, you can't win them all, whatever.
Well, yeah, I mean, hindsight is 2020 and all, but also I feel like this was the start of the beginning of the end of the Academy Awards and everyone being like, what are they even smoking over there? This whole thing is like political and not really about best movies anymore. And I feel like this year was kind of the year, not that American Beauty wasn't a good movie, but that like American Beauty and what it was being the best picture winner seemed so out of left field considering the kinds of movies that were being made at the time.
I didn't get a list of what else was actually nominated for Best Picture that year. Not surprising, The Matrix was not. But,
again, they're delayed by a year. So these are actually, American Beauty was released in 98.
Yeah, so there you go. But quite a list, regardless.
That's a hell of a list.
I think I saw Sixth Sense 3 times in theaters.
In theaters. You're a crazy person.
Yeah. I know. It was just a great movie.
It truly
But-
was.
Yeah, but like once you've seen it one time in theaters, I don't understand going back to see it 2 more times in theaters.
That's one of those movies where you want to like try and catch them in the fact that he's like, well, spoilers. Everyone's seen this movie. Catch them, right? Like, oh, did he really not engage with anyone?
Yeah.
And so you like go back and watch it.
Right.
But anyway,
Fair.
what movie are you going to watch the rest of your life, Whitney?
This is a hard one. This is a very hard one.
There's another answer on here as well. I just don't overlook that The Matrix also came out in 1999.
Well, yeah. But we've only gone off the list so far. We have
That's true.
not ever
That's true.
gone off the
Whoa.
list, and it's not on the list. So I'm not going to count The Matrix because it's not on the list. So that being said, I would be hard pressed to give up Dogma forever, but I have a lot of issues with Kevin Smith as a whole. So like it's not really the head-to-head that it feels like in my gut, because I really would drop Dogma if it came down to it. The Mummy is the one that I would keep and watch forever.
What?
Yep, The
Wow,
Mummy.
wasn't expecting that.
Yeah. I remember Whitney mentioned The Mummy as like a
It's one of my favorite movies.
for Much Ado About
It's
Nothing,
just
right?
so fun. Yeah. It's just like perfect encapsulation of everything that it wanted to be, and it's so like feel good, fun action.
All right,
Huh.
there it is.
Andrew,
This
rest
is
of your life?
Yeah, this is a very difficult decision. However, I would, if I just had to choose the one that I've seen the most on this list, it is hands down, far and away, Office Space for me. That movie.
That's where I was leaning.
I could not watch that over and over again for the rest of my life.
Oh man,
I mean,
Like,
I have.
That
though.
is not to say that it's not funny and it's not good, because it
Yeah.
is. But I
Yeah.
just like, if you can only watch one movie, I think that I would end up pulling a printer job on the physical physical media I
on
had
the
of it.
TV.
I think I would be like, nope, I can't. I'm out.
I think Fight Club would offer me enough. Like, there's enough happening in that movie that I think your mind would be jogged for a good amount of time.
yeah.
But there's just a lot of good in that movie, and I think that's where I'd end up if I didn't do Office Space.
All right.
I definitely could not watch Fight Club for the rest of my life. I definitely could not.
What, is it too dark?
I mean, yes, it's too dark, but also, I don't know, it's too bro-y, I guess.
That's a good call. That's fair.
You're not wrong. You are not wrong.
Yeah. Anyway, we're talking about a movie today.
Which one? Which one,
And-
Evan?
We are.
It is actually the movie we were supposed to cover last week,
No,
but everyone
that's rewriting
corrected me
history quite a
and
bit.
said it was something else. So
We were not supposed to watch The Matrix last week.
pretty sure
we
we
were
were.
supposed to watch The Devil's Advocate, because we are watching these in chronological order.
Yeah.
It's up for
If you
interpretation.
ever get lost, you could just
It's
look.
not. It's not like an arbitrary schedule or anything. It's defined by history.
Yeah, that's what I
movie
said.
comes
So
next?
we're watching The Matrix. We did watch The Matrix, and we're talking about it today. IMDb has a plot synopsis as such. A computer hacker learns from mysterious rebels about the true nature of his reality and his role in the war against its controllers.
Oof.
It was directed by the Wachowskis.
Sure.
Who's
Or
Who's-
the Wachowskis.
I'm so rude. Whose work you may also be familiar with, such as Bound, every Matrix movie, V for Vendetta, Speed Racer, Cloud Atlas, Jupiter Ascending, and the Netflix original series Sense8. Do you guys think this is the first time that everyone who's listening has seen the movie we're talking about?
It's very likely. I would be shocked if you're here and you haven't seen it.
Like, do you think everyone that was listening saw Speed?
That's a good call, because our age ranges are pretty wildly like all over the place. So there were some people who wrote in that were like, I first saw the Matrix when I was 10, which means they would have been like 4 when Speed came out, or 3.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know how to do math, but you get the point, right?
Numbers. It's all relative anyway, if we learned anything from this movie.
I like to think everybody who's listening has seen The Matrix.
Yeah.
But anyway, co-starring alongside Keanu in this film is Lawrence Fishburne, Carrie-Anne Moss, Hugo Weaving, Gloria Foster, and Joe Pantoliano, which is so fun to say.
Yeah.
Or Joey Pants, as his friends call him.
Insider info there.
I'm writing it down.
Joey Pants.
Yeah,
That
put that in
sounds
the
like
big
a
data machine,
Yeah,
Andrew.
the
Joey
big data
Pants.
machine is going to take that and spit it out at some point in the future.
It's
We'll
like
see.
a mafia character.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's Joey Pants. You know, you have to say it like that.
Uh-huh.
Whitney, what did the critics in the audience think of this movie?
So on Rotten Tomatoes, we have a critical score of 88% and an audience score of 85%, which I actually find a little surprising. I would have guessed audiences liking this more than critics.
Yeah.
Just based on the type of movie it is. That's not even any kind of thing about the movie itself or the quality of the movie. Just based on the type of movie, I usually feel like those action-y type sci-fi stuff always gets a higher audience rating. So I found that interesting. We have 2 critic quotes this time
Oh boy.
that have been pulled. We are going all out, pulling out all the stops. The first critic quote is from Peter Bradshaw from The Guardian, who says, "The Matrix still stands up." So clearly this is a recent review of The Matrix because it says still stands up as a fiercely exciting and discombobulating futurist drama which pioneered breathtaking bullet time action sequences inspired by Asian martial arts.
Yeah.
And then we have another critic quote from Adam Kempenar from Film Spotting, who says, "Neo offers Reeves the perfect combination of Ted Theodore Logan's curiosity and wonder, Johnny Utah's earnestness, and the badassedness of Jack Traven."
Wow.
Which is pretty true.
Yeah.
That's cool. I like
Adam's
that.
clearly a fan.
Yeah, we have a user review from Rotten Tomatoes. Maya gave it 5 stars, apparently reviewing after having seen it again recently in Dolby Atmos for the anniversary.
Nice.
And Maya said, "One of the best sci-fi action films ever made. Just as mind-blowing now as it was 20 years ago. Such a treat to see it on a big screen again."
Whew.
Yeah, that's cool. I bet that was rad.
So, Evan, Whitney, you know that we've been putting the call out for quite a while for people to send in their stories about The Matrix.
I harangued my sister on air last episode, and she
You
still
did.
didn't write anything in. So
It's unbelievable. I'm not mad. I'm just
if your own
disappointed.
blood won't do it,
But complete strangers will. Think about
Yeah.
it. Think about
that
it with
says
your
something.
mind.
Lindsay.
I was
Ooh.
before we get to the ones that
Understood.
were written in and recorded. I was curious if either of you had like a particular anecdote. Do you remember? This is the first movie of Keanu Reeves that I saw in theaters, so it was kind of like a big deal for me. Was that the case with either of you as well, or did you see it like after the fact? Like, what was your experience of this movie when you first saw it?
I definitely did see it in theaters. That is all I remember.
Yeah, that's
About it.
right. Because Lindsay has the memories. Great.
Lindsay has the memory. I do not.
God,
Yeah, and that's
Lindsay.
why I harangued her, and she didn't come through. So all I remember is immediately going out and getting pleather pants and a pleather tank top, and I already had a long dark
Nice.
coat. It's not like a trench coat; it was actually like fuzzy,
Yeah.
but it still worked because it swooped the same way. But I was like, I have the coat already, and then that's what I remember. That's the impact that it made on me. Is I need more pleather in my wardrobe. Was the impact that
yeah.
the Matrix had
A
on
fashion
I
impact.
did the same thing.
me. Yeah, I
could
can
see
see
it.
that.
I could see it. You probably got Switch's outfit though, right? All white with the mesh shirt.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I did. I don't recall. I feel like I went to the theaters, but I remember having like an out of body experience when he held up the battery.
Yeah.
Like I remember having a true mind blown moment.
You're like, holy.
And then, yeah, that's my big takeaway from the movie when I first saw it was like, what if?
What the hell?
So, yeah. What about you, Andrew? Did you?
I remember that. I remember where I went. Saw it at Franklin Mills, right? The Mills, is that what they call
Nice.
it now? I don't remember. I don't know.
Yeah.
And I went. My dad took me because I was 14 at the time, so I was not able to see this R-rated film by myself. But he took me and my friend Kevin, and my dad was excited to see this also. And we got in the theater, and I really didn't know too much about like what this was. Like previews were a little different back in the late 90s. You're like, oh, I really don't have like a sense of what this is going for. And man, I think everybody in the theater kind of like audibly gasped at the introduction of Trinity, which is like a crazy introductory scene for a character, like the bullet time for the first time. Yeah. Everyone's like, holy. And then the other thing I remember clearly, not to take up too much time, is at the end of the movie when the credits roll and we're hearing Rage Against the Machine, like nobody got up. Like everybody just sat there like
everyone was still digesting.
Yeah, they're like, what did we just watch? It was crazy. And I'm like, I don't even know what questions to ask at this point. Because, blew my mind, suffice it to say. Yeah. Really, really cool. Very special movie for me. So I'm excited that some of you wrote in to share your stories with us.
Yeah.
I'm going to read one, if that's okay. I'm going to read, and then maybe one of you could read the other one, so it's not all me. And then we'll play some audio. It'll be great. This one is from Jessica, who wrote in. And you can follow her on Twitter. I believe you would say this as @RicciCat, RICCICAT. She says, "Hi, Cool Breeze Pod. I love your podcast." Thank you. In the era of The Matrix, I dated a man who proclaimed, "I only like French art films." Instead of running away from him, I
like the stank you put on that, Andrew.
I tried. Good. I figured, it might be worth it. Tell me how I did, Jessica. Instead of running from him, I entered into what I like to call my 4-year pop culture blackout. We didn't even have cable TV when the World Trade Center fell down, so I found myself in Brooklyn with a coat hanger antenna trying to UHF some Peter Jennings that night to give you an idea of the void. I did not see a new movie from 1997 to 2002, which means the megastar rise of Reeves escaped me. I was a huge fan of his early works, of course, including Bill and Ted, Point Break, etc. Then my blue pill era happened. 2018 brought us the endearing Destination Wedding. While watching that delightful promo for this film, I realized the last Keanu Reeves movie I saw in theaters was My Own Private Idaho. Wow.
Oh, whoa.
My personal Keanu renaissance took shape almost right along with your podcast. I started watching all of his films in chronological order, John Wick series notwithstanding, good call, saving The Matrix for last.
Don't save John Wick. If anyone is doing that, don't.
Right.
Watch John Wick.
Watch it immediately.
Watch them all.
It's great.
The rest, we're now at The Matrix, because I would have before said watch The Matrix and watch the 3 John Wicks. It's okay if you leave Revolutions and Reloaded for like chronological order.
All right.
That's true.
But yeah, that's a good way to do it. If anyone else is doing it, leave John Wick out of it. Watch it right now. Stop this podcast and go watch John Wick.
Well, let's not get crazy here.
No, John Wick is better than us.
Okay, agreed. Hard agree. All right. Listen how Jessica wraps this up, though. I'm lucky enough to live in NYC and saw The Matrix for the first time ever on its 20th anniversary re-release in a Times Square IMAX theater exactly 3 weeks ago. All I could say is...
That's rad.
Mind blown. I had believed John Wick was the role KCR, was born to play, and it's certainly one of them, but I can't think of a more perfect actor for Neo. He fully nails the dour yet inquisitive, cunning, dedicated, hopeful, fearful, yet fierce character traits, sometimes just with a look. The story, not dated at all, perhaps more relevant now than ever. The effects, still so fresh. Had this movie been made today, CGI would have ruined it. The stunts and gunwork and kung fu and soundtrack equals Tarantino, eat your heart out.
Bold, Jessica.
Now I get it. Now I finally understand why this trilogy broke the mold and will go down in cinematic history. And Reeves, looking pretty fucking hot while kicking all that ass? Chad Stahelski as stunt double and all that foreshadows? Of course John Wick is as good as it is. We have The Matrix to thank for that. Boom!
Got it.
Boom.
Nice job.
Boom!
Mic drop.
You did
We don't
it,
even
Jessica.
need to have the rest of the podcast. Jessica wrapped it all up in one neat package.
All right.
Shut
Whitney,
it
where
down.
can we find you on the internet? Kidding. Which one of you wants to read this next one, which is a little bit, it's like existential. It's like it certainly fits in the theme of The Matrix. Either one.
I'll do it. This is from Ms. Daryl, a.k.a. At 5D Chief, and that's the numeral 5 and the letter D, and then the word chief, no spaces, on Twitter. And they said, I love that you are doing this. Not a story, really, but I have had several dreams about the Matrix. The strangest was waking up in a pod and seeing my body. I remember thinking that if I left, no one would know I was free and I might drown. Definitely a huge regret. I am an adventurous soul and should have tried anyway. And then they say, maybe you could do a meetup.com movie event the month before Matrix 4. It gives people a wonderful chance to see the previous movies and refresh their memories, as well as socialize and have fun. Our local library has a gorgeous screen, and we got to see John Wick 1 and 2 loud and proud. Didn't get a huge turnout, but we still had a blast. And then I think that this person actually organized John Wick 1 and 2 at the library because they say, I didn't get a large turnout. That's amazing.
Yeah. That sounds pretty good. So
love where your head's at.
Yeah, Miss Daryl, thank you. That's awesome.
I definitely think that in the dream you should have tried.
Yeah,
right.
I agree.
I don't want to reinforce a huge regret of yours, but come on. You definitely
do it again. But also in the movie, having just watched it, if he had woken up in that pod and didn't have people there to rebuild his muscles and whatever, he probably wouldn't have made it anyway.
Right. He never used them. It's craziness.
Never used his muscles, never used his eyes. So you might not have been able to get away even if you tried to in the dream. So I'm just saying, don't regret it too much, but also
right. You could have died
because you should have tried to get away.
All right. And then some very special people
That's
also.
We'll just leave it like that. On that note.
There's audio.
You might have died in the dream. And you know what they say about dying in the dream?
Oh, yeah, don't do that.
We're still doing it.
You die in real life.
It's a rule in The Matrix. It's a rule in Freddy, Nightmare on Elm Street. That is how it goes. So we also have audio from some listeners. And we have 4 of these that we're going to play because they were really well done. The first one comes all the way from Greece. And I want to preface by saying, George, thank you so much. You sent us 12 minutes of audio. He sent 12 individual messages. And for the sake of brevity, I had to cut this down a little bit. But let's hear what George has to say. I love his accent. Here we go.
Hello, my name is George Papas, and I'm talking to you from Greece, the country I come from. When I watched it the first time in 2013, I was sitting here with my father. It's one of his favorite films, and I literally couldn't believe how masterful it was, how strange it was, how powerful it was. The action was captivating. Never before had I seen bullets being dodged, people walking above the walls, people jumping and shooting each other. After I had watched, I couldn't figured out what I just watched. I remember myself asking my father, how could you explain this film? My father said, you'll grow up and you'll understand it. It's very early for you, but I'm really glad you enjoyed it. And finally, after 6 years of wait, March 31st, 2019, this year, I did get to watch The Matrix again. And in comparison to the first time, the second time I watched it was a much more complete experience. Not only was I in a position to fully understand the concept behind it, I also got to become a fan of the film. After that film, I said to myself, this has to be my very favorite film of all time. And it is my very favorite film of all time. Not few films can make you feel unique. And to some extent, I have to say I started feeling more unique after I'd watched it again.
Nice. Love it.
That was awesome.
Thank you, George. Apparently, we have a lot of fans in Greece. So thank you from
Hello, Greece.
From
Greece.
Real far away.
I may be
Pretty
vacationing there next year, so hit me up if you've got free places for me to stay.
George, hook it up, George.
All of Greece, get at me. At Whitney_Nelson, NELSEN on Twitter.
Are you aware of who is coming to your island, Greece? Just letting you know.
Whitney is.
All right. That's George. You can follow him on Twitter at Comrade Keanu. which sounds like a menacing name, but he's the super nice guy. So definitely give him a follow if you enjoyed that. Fans are great. The next one comes from Christina at Keanu Wave on Twitter. And here's what Christina had to say.
When The Matrix was released, initially I was 9 years old, so obviously my mother wasn't going to let third graders see a violent R-rated film, so I didn't actually properly see it until I was, I'm going to say, around 18 years old. And I don't know if I really understood all that was the Wachowskis were trying to say, but what really struck me then, and continues to strike a chord with me now, is that under all the, the flashy costumes and the fight moves, and those things are all wonderful. But what really struck me was the questions they were asking about what measure is a non-human? What kind of impact does technology make on our lives? How do we look at our identity? And also the fact that none of the heroes are a white guy just keeps it relevant even today. It's awesome.
Yep.
That was cool.
Christina,
Agreed.
nailing it also.
Thanks, Christina.
We'll get into it a little bit more once we start talking about the overall thoughts of the movie momentarily, once we hear more listener thoughts. But there's several things that are brought up, like big questions that are brought up in this movie that I think are prescient. Some that are very relevant now, even more so than they were then. And I think a lot of it's something that's been talked about before. This is not anything that I am thinking up for the first time, but so much of what the Wachowskis have made over their careers is about identity, which looking at them both now is very interesting, seeing a filmmaker talk about, what really makes you you. And you fitting into society and all of those questions are super interesting to look at now, knowing that both of them had so much going on underneath the surface while these films were being made. And like that artistic medium of really working out personal issues in a public space is very interesting. But I definitely agree with the like technology and what it means and at what point is technology human?
Yeah, it's super cool.
For sure.
It's a movie that has somehow gotten more relevant over time. Usually it goes far in the opposite direction, but
especially when you're talking like science fiction.
Yes.
Yeah,
especially so. We have two more here. This one is from James, who gets cut off, but
James!
Right at the end of what he was going to say, and I think you could fill in the blank. So here we go.
Hey guys, this is James _librarian, talking about Matrix Memories. I'm pretty sure I saw it in theaters the week it came out. It was a rare instance where my father was excited to see a movie in theaters. That and the previous one was Batman Returns, which scarred me as a child. So I don't have a lot of really specific memories about it, but I just remember it being completely unexpected, and nothing I had seen up to it, including old samurai movies and stuff, had really prepared me for the level of effects and the thought that seemed to go into a lot of the deeper story arc and the deeper meaning behind the characters. And I think as I watch it as an adult, I don't necessarily have the same appreciation that I did when I was 16, but still, it definitely holds a special
place in my heart.
That's it.
I guess. So thank you, James.
I think that's
also
probably
awesome.
a pretty good guess.
And I'm sorry that Batman Returns scarred you as a child. I'm assuming it was the Penguin that did it, because that probably happened to a lot of folks.
One of the things that I have in my, I can't do another podcast because I will literally die, but also I want to do another podcast. There's one on the list that is just interviewing people about movies that scarred them as children. Because my sister, I loved Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and my sister was so scared of multiple scenes in that movie, and I couldn't understand. I get it. I get it more now than I did then, but it made me so mad because we couldn't watch it because Lindsay would be too scared, so I didn't get to see it like I wanted to see it. But just talking about why some things really affected people, and not necessarily so much I saw the horror movie Dolls when I was like 7 years old, and it was at a sleepover, and we definitely, a group of like 7-year-olds should not have been watching that movie. But we were not being actively monitored when we were watching that movie.
Excellent.
So we watched a horror movie and that scarred me. But that's like a horror movie where people are actively killed by dolls and you're 7 or 8 years old and have dolls all around you all the time.
Right.
That's different than stuff like Batman Returns or Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and the things that really impacted people. I just think it's so interesting. Anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about The Matrix.
I have a feeling that podcast will be starting up next week. Anyway, our last submission comes from Max and this is one of the funniest trolls to say out loud. His Twitter username is @Max_, but it is not the character underscore. It's underscore spelled out. So @Max_. And here's what he had to say.
Hey, this is Max. The first time I saw The Matrix was actually way, way, way after it came out, because when it came out in theaters, I was still like extremely obsessed with animation, would only watch movies if they were animated. It's partly true now to a lesser extent, but I saw it much later after consuming all of the references to it already. And I knew it was going to be cool, but it was so much cooler than I originally thought that I was like, whoa.
Just like Neo. He was like, whoa. So there you go. Thank you, Max. @Max_.
Mm-hmm.
That was awesome. It really was awesome to get some of these in. I know it's kind of like a huge pain in the ass to like
stop your day and like
and do all that. But I really appreciate it. And if you as a listener like this and want to contribute to future episodes, obviously we're doing this special for The Matrix, but like you can send us your thoughts on The Watcher or whatever,
Yeah, and if you have anything to say, I'd love to hear it, because I feel like it just adds so much more to our experience of watching the movie and talking about it and looking at it in depth to see like specifically how it struck other people.
Yeah. That's the best. Multiple perspectives.
I think it was when James was talking about when seeing it as a teenager and how it resonates as when he was a teenager, that really made me start thinking about how much this is a movie that's good for teenagers to see, because you're figuring out yourself in the world and all that kind of stuff, and seeing this at that time where you're figuring all that stuff out about yourself and about everybody else, it's like really, really strongly resonates. And obviously there's stuff that resonates now as, an old person and whatever, but just like I hadn't thought about that until James said it. And so I like hearing what people have to say.
Absolutely.
It's like Andrew and I, every time Whitney talks about her thoughts on a movie. We're both like,
pretty much.
Oh.
I'm always enlightened. I'm like, wow, there was so much more to this than just cool gun stuff.
Yeah, so Whitney needs that enlightenment, so we depend
Right.
on the
Whitney needs that
on
from
the audience.
She's
for
not
that.
getting it from us, so she needs to get it from somewhere.
Oh, gosh. I'm so the blowhard of this podcast.
I like the part where they shot the guns. That was cool. There's a helicopter crash. It was great. I don't know what that voice is. Me,
It's you.
I guess.
I really
It's
don't
you.
want to be like Mr. Ivory Tower, but I guess
Somebody's
that's
gotta
my
do it.
role. Yeah.
Right. So we heard from the audience. We heard from our listeners. Thank you again. Let's get into this for us. Do either of you want to start? Did this movie work for you? I think I know the answer, but I would love to hear your pointed thoughts.
Yes. And like everybody basically who's watched it again recently, it worked for me better than I thought it would. Like I thought I had really clear memories of this movie, and I did. I remembered the whole movie. It's not like what was the movie that we just saw? The Devil's Advocate, where I only remembered the last 10 minutes of it. I remembered the whole thing, but it really still because of the questions that it asks and the things that it poses, there's a little bit of pretension there, which I didn't find before that I find now in some of the sort of like philosophical questions. How it tries to get into some of the metaphysical philosophical stuff. Sometimes I found that a little bit over the top, but it still was a better movie than I thought it was going to be, even knowing that it was going to be a good movie and remembering all of it. It still surprised me when I went in to watch it again. I was like, wait, this is more fun and enjoyable than I thought it was going to be. I stopped taking notes. After the red pill, blue pill, I don't have any notes for the movie because I just started watching the movie.
So good.
Yeah, I mean, this movie works. Absolutely. Top marks, across all the classic areas. The pacing and obviously the plot is great. Character development is great. Super original story. And I mean, technically speaking, I think this thing set all kinds of records and kind of came up with really interesting new ways of filming. I remember as a kid, I remember all the press around how they set up that rig to kind of like spin around.
The bullet time
and
cameras, yep.
And it was like earth-shattering tech. So
I mean, I think it's probably, if you talk to the average person on the street about like cinematography and tricks for making movies, I think the bullet time camera is the one thing that most people would pull out as like knowing about it because of this movie.
Right. Yeah. And Keanu, absolutely found his perfect role. It was just everything you want out of Keanu, just incredible action. And, like you said, Andrew, it showed that he worked his ass off on this role. And that's always like, people are always going to notice that, and you're always going to appreciate that as a movie goer. So, absolutely worked for me. I ended up watching it twice because I may or may not have mistakenly watched it early.
Yeah, but you gladly watched it the second time, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Happily.
I do think that Keanu is perfect for this role. Like, just so perfect for this role. I think the stuff that we've seen in other movies where you can like see the internal dialogue happening and stuff plays really well because you want this character to be experiencing everything around him, but you don't want him to be an empty vessel. Like, this isn't Twilight. We're not projecting ourselves into him. And I think that he does that very well, of being like receptive to the world around him, but not being like a blank slate. I think that the way that he plays that, I think a lot of people would err on one side or the other, where they're not, they're driving too much where it doesn't feel like it's happening to them, or they're too blank and you don't see that internal stuff that's happening. The debate that's going on behind the scenes when he's just sitting there and people are talking at him for most of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he just nails it. He does such a good job at it. I definitely, like, you can tell how much of this movie is practical because the few instances of CGI are very noticeable.
Right.
When they drop the elevator and there's the explosion and that one door flies out of the explosion, you can tell that it's CGI because nothing else is CGI. The very few things that they did that were CGI aged and they look old, but so much of this movie does not look old. So much of this movie looks like it was shot yesterday.
Yep.
And that's incredible to me. The fact that it was not just the technology that they developed in their wire work and the bullet time camera, but also the other stuff that they did. Like, they did so much practical stuff with the fighting and speeding up the film and all of those things that they did. It was revolutionary at the time, but still is revolutionary. Like, it still looks like it was just made for most of it. And that's amazing.
Absolutely.
It's like people should still make films like this, but they don't.
Yeah.
It's like,
I do
clearly it holds up.
Yeah. I do have to disagree on the originality of the story. A little bit.
Yeah, Johnny Mnemonic, right?
This is well, no, I mean, like, not to be that blowhard ivory tower person that I was just saying I didn't want to be, but like, Plato had the myth of the cave, which is the perceived world is nothing more than shadows on the wall. And I didn't realize until now, seeing it again at this age, how much of these very, like, as old as storytelling, as old as, thinking about who we are and why we exist, how much of it is actually layered into this movie. It's a very, very old story. And I think that the way that they told it is fresh and new. But I think that I didn't realize at the time how much of a very, very old story of just how human beings, everyone at some point thinks, what if none of this is real? Because of the way that our brains work and because of the way that we dream and everything, the what is reality has been around pretty much as long as we've had words to express it. And I think that I don't think that I remembered how much of that is part of this story and how much of that they tapped into.
Huh.
Yeah. No, you make a lot of good points. I Plato's cave allegory came up while doing some research for trivia, how much that actually inspired the writing of this film.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it did. Obviously, I'm not going to use that, but you were dead on for that. The thing that I want to highlight here, because I think it's important, is that it took the Wachowskis, in my research, over 5 years and 14 script revisions to arrive at this film. And I think all of that hard work truly pays off. I know this whole thing was like a huge uphill battle for them to get this made, because Warner Brothers was like, we don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense. And I guess at the time you're trying to explain this to someone like an executive, and they're like, I don't know, what? We're in a computer. What? They're in a computer. What the hell's a computer?
Yeah.
So I love that overcoming all of the odds that this movie exists and is as good as it is. It's crazy
I
good.
think so too. There's so much with a movie like this where, like I said, I do feel a little bit of this was for the first time I felt there was a little bit of pretension there with the like metaphysics that I didn't feel in previous watchings. But even still, there was no line that was like cheesy or I rolled my eyes at. And to have a movie like this and to have nothing at all that stands out as like not standing the test of time for one reason or another, there's not a single part of this movie that doesn't feel right. Even when there's stuff that I maybe feel is like pushing the message a little bit too hard, I still never once was like, that line shouldn't be here or this took me out of the movie. Every single thing is just like it sucks you in and then it keeps you there.
Yep.
It's pretty great. I think I'll echo a lot of what you both said. I'll start with Keanu, who I think, again, there is nobody who would be able to do this role better, either at the time or even now, really. I think he was the perfect kind of audience surrogate, right? He's not an empty vessel. It feels like you're sitting right next to him for the first 45 minutes of this movie, especially having watched it the first time, right? Where you're like, I don't understand this. And almost everything he says is a question. And you're like, that was my question too. Thank you for addressing that, Neo. And I think the way he absorbed it all and was kind of figuring it out and his process to arrive where he arrived, it was so awesome and it felt so organic. I loved the character. In terms of pacing, this movie, it's like a masterclass, right? We start off at like a 10, right? And then they bring it in. They're like, okay, let's get some exposition in here. And it is a lot, right? I forgot that this is a pretty long movie. We're 2 hours, 20 minutes, something like that.
Yeah.
Right up, yeah. I guess Devil's Advocate, like right up there. Even though Devil's Advocate didn't need to be nearly as long.
Devil's Advocate felt 7 times longer.
Oh yeah.
Than this movie did. Literally, I like looked down to take notes about red pill, blue pill, and how I'm bummed that became a thing outside of the movie. And then I didn't look down to my notes again until the credits were rolling, and I was like, "Oh shit! I forgot to take notes for the whole thing." That's like my whole job is to take notes.
Well, I'm going to Sherpa us through this in a hopefully most excellent way. But the movie did a great job of like establishing tension in a really great way, because we have stakes in 2 different places. We have stakes in the real world, and we have stakes in the Matrix. You know, we get these incredibly beautifully choreographed fight scenes, and it's like just by the nature of like, we wrote a program. It's like we're in this beautiful sun-bathed dojo and we can fight, and now we're over here in this huge city. It was like so cool at a conceptual level, it still blows me away. Every scene in this movie is beautifully executed. And then once you get to basically the rescue mission, the movie is at 11 for the duration of the film. I was like, when do they give us a break? And the answer is they do not, which is really, really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like Evan said, cinematography, editing, the fight choreography, it was very clear that all of these people were doing all of this stuff. And that's the kind of thing that you don't really see except in John Wick now, which coincidentally has a lot of the same people involved. So overall, it worked just like incredibly well for me. I unabashedly love this movie.
Yep.
That's it.
That's it.
Podcast over.
Does that mean it's time for the most important thing in all of the universe?
Okay, well, no one has ever called it that before.
Until
I think
today.
that's what it was called.
Pop quiz, asshole. There was a time when I had the need to learn from you. Oh, what the hell do you know? Lose! I don't lose! I win! You got a lot to learn about sportsmanship.
Team, you're in for a good one today. Pop Quiz Asshole is our very own Quizzo show where the host, in this case myself, asks the contestants each 3 questions worth a point. If one of them gets it wrong, the other one has a chance to steal and get that point. The host may also add bonus questions at the end worth a point value of my choosing. Let me just go ahead and say we have 1, 2, 3 bonus questions and something brand new called the speed round. You guys are going to love it.
No.
This is a chance for both of you to really just tear ass away from me here, and I'm completely okay with that. The current scores are as follows. Whitney has 46, Ev has 25, I have 32. Whitney was our host last week, so she will be going first. I'm very excited about this. Are you excited?
I'm excited.
Not anymore. Not since I knew there was a speed round.
It's a speed
Audience,
round.
are you
isn't it?
excited?
Literally, my worst fear is improv and having to come up with things on the spot.
Okay. This won't be.
Yes.
This is not that. Trust me. I've made it.
Okay.
I've made it quick
Just
and
saying.
painless. But here we go. Are we ready? This is going to be great. Oh, I'm so excited. Here we go.
I'm excited.
Let's start with an easy one. Whitney, what is the body count in this film?
Whoa.
Is it 28, 45, or 39?
Oh. Interesting options.
All of that's more than I thought. So I'm going to go with the lowest one and say 28.
Ooh.
Evan, you got a chance to steal here, buddy. I don't know if you're going to do it, but you have the chance to. I believe in
I'm
you.
going to try, Andrew. I'm sure shit going to try. 39.
You did it!
Yeah.
39, Evan. Oh my
Yes.
gosh. I know that I'm going to fall to third place. It's
Don't call it
this
a
is
comeback.
This is my fall. Okay. Okay. Here we go, Ev. The Matrix has the largest clean sweep of nominated categories for a film that wasn't nominated for Best Picture. Do you get that?
Whoa.
Does that make sense? Given
Hold
that,
on. I gotta carry the one.
yeah. Given all that information, how many Academy Awards did this film win? Is it 4, 6, or 5?
Really?
Couldn't give us more of a window than that?
Yeah.
Listen, there are only so many Academy Awards.
Is it 4, 6, or 5?
4,
Is
5,
it
or
1,
6?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7?
Is it all of them or none of them?
I'm gonna say 4. Oh my god!
Swinging. What's happening?
Watch out!
What is this world that we live in here?
I
All right.
like Matrix. I'm just saying.
All right. You know stuff?
Mhm.
All right. That's all right. Some of these get real esoteric real quick. Here you go.
I definitely guessed both of those, just
All
to
right.
clarify.
Whitney's got this one. Here we go. Which of the following actors was not considered for the role of Neo? Okay.
Oh.
This shit is crazy. Was it John Cusack, David Duchovny, or Mark Wahlberg?
Oh, God. Oh, no.
I'm going to say Mark Wahlberg.
Whoa.
Mark Wahlberg was actually offered the role.
Offered the role. Wow.
Oh my God, I want to watch that movie.
Well, don't
I
worry.
do not.
We're gonna get into some other weird casting stuff in just a minute. But Evan,
I'm gonna say Duchovny.
Duchovny was also offered the role of Neo
Wow.
and turned it down. John Cusack, he is the one. He lobbied hard to be Neo, but never got an
What?
offer ever.
He
was
like tried to be?
Yes, very
That's why
much.
I thought I
Oh, it
remember.
hurts.
I remember something about that. Like
Yeah.
I don't remember the specifics of it, but I remember John Cusack being attached to this movie as wanting to be in it, or being offered it, or being something, and that's why he was one of the ones that I definitely thought was in. So again, never rule anything out, because when you rule something out, that's the wrong one to rule out.
Fun fact I also got here. Another person who actually turned down this role was Leonardo DiCaprio, and he was worried about too many visual effects. That was his concern, which is pretty crazy. All right, Ev, I'm just considering Titanic, too many visual effects. All right, here we go. In Greek mythology, Morpheus is the god of what? Healing, rebirth, or dreams?
Whoa. Healing, rebirth, or dreams?
Mm-hmm.
Steal.
Stop it. Hold on, I gotta apply logic here,
she's
because they
psyching
probably
you
thought
out.
about this.
She's psyching you out.
They probably
This is
thought
like
about
the only
this.
Matrix trivia I know.
It's gotta be... I like that rebirth is in there. But the whole movie is about, like, you're living in a fake world, so it's gotta be dreams. Yes,
Gosh,
logic.
darn it.
Through deductive reasoning. What?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
here is a fun fact that I found out about this as well. His ship is named after the biblical king Nebuchadnezzar, who has a dream that he can't remember but keeps searching for an answer.
Whoa, cool. I've done that.
You're a real Nebuchadnezzar. You know that?
I'm no king, but I
Right.
mean, who hasn't been like, what the hell did I dream about?
If you're interested in finding that, it's Daniel 2, verses 1 through 49, which sounds like a lot of verses in the Bible.
Let me
but
grab my Bible.
Yeah, just do that while this is Whitney's turn, so you can grab the Bible. One of the main actors in this film was actually in a short-lived 1993 television series called Matrix. Who
What?
was it? Was it Carrie-Anne Moss, Gloria Foster, that's the Oracle, or Joey Pants, as you so lovingly refer to him?
Joey Pants.
I'm gonna go with my buddy Joey Pants.
Oh, no.
Oh boy. This is...
I knew this was gonna happen today.
Really?
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I thought you'd be crushing. It's all right. You're
Me
still
too.
You're still crushing regardless, so it doesn't matter.
Wait, what were... It was...
Carrie-Anne Moss, Gloria Foster, and Joey Pants.
But it's not pants. It's not pantaloons. So, who would have been on the television?
This guy.
I feel like Gloria Foster. Oh, God
was-
damn it.
It was Carrie. Carrie was on a show called Matrix.
Wasn't she too busy for that? Jeez.
Apparently, it was like about a hitman. His name was like Ed Matrix or something like that. Real stupid. One season, 1993. Don't watch it. I found it on YouTube. All right. Ev.
Yeah.
The first time this actor saw the film, they said, "My character scared the shit out of me."
Whoa.
Was it Hugo Weaving, Lawrence Fishburne, or Keanu Reeves?
Hugo Weaving. Come on. God damn it. Son of a bitch.
Whitney?
That sounds like a Keanu Reeves thing to say.
Is that your answer?
Yes.
Oh.
Larry.
What?
It was
I-
Larry.
I
Why was he
have
scared?
never failed so badly at anything in my life
It's okay. It's
as
okay.
I am at Matrix trivia.
I don't
Evan's
find
having a
Lawrence's
better-
character to be like scary in this film.
I mean, he's
Imposing.
but and also he's tearing people. He's literally tearing people out of like a reality and bringing them into garbage, literal garbage.
Yeah,
I
but
mean-
that's like freeing. He's a savior.
Joey Pants didn't think so.
That's true.
Just saying. Oh, team, we've arrived at the bonus round. We got 3 bonus
God.
questions. Here's how this is going to go. I'm going to ask these questions. This first one, you both have the opportunity to answer. I want you take a minute. You're going to just tell me your answer. All right. If you both get it right, you both get a point. All right. Easy peasy.
Mm-hmm.
In an online interview when the film was first released, the Wachowskis revealed they'd both take the same pill. Which pill would they choose?
Who's going to
The
answer
blue pill.
first?
Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who answers first. You just have to answer.
I mean, for the fun of this, I'm going to say red.
Okay, so Whitney said blue
The blue pill.
and Evan said red. So, Whitney, you got that one.
Damn it.
The blue pill.
I would also take the blue pill.
Savage. Unbelievable. You are Joey Pants.
Let me live in my delusions is kind of my whole life motto. So
It's kind of my life motto. That should go on the cover of this movie. I think
I
that would
kind
be
of
a
want
really
some
good
kind of
quote.
mix, you know? I want to like know it was a thing so that I could then do whatever I want.
yeah, you don't
But
get
anyways.
to do that though.
That's
Yeah,
Neo.
well,
That's Neo.
What happens if I take both? Nobody talked about that.
He dies instantly.
You
All right.
implode.
Here's a good one. The Wachowskis instructed Lawrence Fishburne to base his performance on the same named character Morpheus in the Sandman comics written by this person.
No gaming.
Jesus Christ.
I didn't even have my finger. There you go. Whitney.
Ooh,
there you
finally
go.
one that I knew.
All right, great. Here's another one. This is going to be multiple choice, but I want you to both answer. It's not first answer. Just tell me what you think. All right? Here we go. In the first 45 minutes of this film, how many lines does Neo have? Is it 80, 98, or 62?
62.
I think it's 62 too.
Ah, shit.
80. 80 lines.
80.
Fun fact, 44 of the 80 lines are questions. And if you break that down, he basically asks one question a minute for 45 minutes. Just like the
awesome.
rest of us in 1999 were doing. What the hell is
Yeah.
going
I'm
on?
still doing it.
All right. We've arrived. Can you hear me rubbing my hands together here? This is very
I
exciting.
can.
This is the speed round, okay? Here's how this is going to work. I'm going to list some actors who may or may not have been in the running to play Morpheus, okay? After I say their name, just give me a yes or no to indicate whether you believe they were or they weren't, okay? Each one of these is a point,
Whoa.
Whoa.
so think about it. All right?
Wait, can it be multiple people that work? I guess so, right?
Yeah, I'm going to list a name. You tell me yes, no. I'm going to list the next name. You tell me yes, no.
Okay.
Next name,
Great.
yes, no. There you go. And you could both say yes. You could both say no. Whatever you want. Oh, this is exciting. Here we go. Morgan Freeman.
Yes.
No.
Okay. Denzel Washington.
Yes.
Yes.
Anthony Hopkins.
Oh shit.
Yes.
No.
Malcolm McDowell.
No.
No.
Robert De Niro.
Yes.
Oh, yikes. Yes,
I
but
just
I don't
want-
want that movie.
I want to see that. Him and Mark Wahlberg.
I definitely do not want to see that movie.
Oh man.
Where was I? Robert De Niro. Okay. Gary Oldman.
Yes.
Yes.
And finally, Samuel L. Jackson.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to stop the music right here. And I'm going to go ahead and say that every one of those people was considered for Morpheus.
Whoa.
Okay.
Rad.
So, Ev and Whitney, you each got 5 points for the speed round, which is
Dope.
incredible. We're setting new records here. Holy Evan, surprising all of us with your best round ever. What is happening?
I can hear the cheers from our audience if you listen close. You
Whitney.
hear
Whitney got 7 points. Evan got 8 points. I got 0 because I'm a dumbass. That brings Whitney to 53. Evan
Holy shit.
to 33, and I
Oh,
have
man.
32. And I called it in the beginning. I gave away too many points.
I was so scared of the bonus round, but thank you, Andrew, for the bonus round, because without it, my lead would have been much diminished.
Right. Let's talk about we could talk about some dreamcasting here. You know, like the two of you were saying, imagine a world where we had, I don't know, Samuel L. Jackson being a mentor to, I don't know, David Duchovny.
Oh man.
Whoa. Whoa, you're freaking my bean.
What kind of world is that? I don't know.
Wow.
So,
I don't like it.
Like, I could see Samuel L. Jackson. I could see David Duchovny. I cannot see the two together at all.
Bob De Niro, you can't see though. Not at all.
I can't see him as Morpheus. Like, he's just not a calm, cool, I'm gonna suck you out of your cozy world into a pile of shit, but it's for the best, and now I'm gonna mentor you. I just don't, I see him as too, like, intense.
Yeah, he's got a
Too, like,
he's got a
off the
quiet
handle.
intensity.
Like, not as staid as Morpheus is in this movie.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you. So I would not want that movie. It turned out perfectly as is. Let's keep it the way it is. Let's not talk about that anymore.
I agree.
None
I
of those
think
people.
Carrie-Anne Moss crushed it. I think Lawrence Fishburne crushed it.
Yeah.
I think Hugo Weaving crushed it so hard.
He might be the best part of this movie, and we're going to
I
get to
think
that.
so.
So,
No, wait, what's the name of the Oracle? She crushed it the most.
Gloria, I just had her name. Gloria
Yeah,
Foster.
you did. You just said it.
Yeah.
She crushed it even more than Hugo Weaving, but just by like a hair, like just by the skin of her teeth.
Right. Given how much
She
screen
crushed it more
time
than
she
Hugo
had.
Weaving.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean they were like, we need someone in this cold, harsh reality to immediately make everybody trust them. Like audience, actors, every person, every personality type that comes across, this person needs to be someone that they trust and look up to as a almost parental type figure. Like
Yeah.
this is the sage, the elder. And that's hard to do because in sci-fi stuff where you can't trust anything around you, like it would be so easy to not trust this person. And that actress is so immediately, it's like you literally feel like warmth filling the movie where it's so cold and it's so like gritty and they suck all the color out of stuff and everything is a green tint when you're in a computer and a blue tint when you're in real life because it's like just the whole thing. Like they do so much to make it so like not have warmth. And then all of a sudden she's on screen and she manages to fill the whole scene with warmth. And I just don't know how she does it.
Yeah.
I think it's when she said, bake your noodle. That got me. Tugged at the
Yeah, no,
heartstrings.
that's when that line of "this will really bake your noodle," would you have knocked it over if I hadn't said anything?
Huh?
So funny. She says it with so much personality.
Yep.
And then also you're like, oh shit, that does bake my noodle.
Yeah, you're like, wait, what's the answer though? What? Wait a minute. No, leave. Are we ready to get into this? I'm gonna move.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move at a clip through this.
I was gonna say let's tear through it because A, everybody's already seen it, and B, we're looking at a runtime close to the movie if we go through the movie in detail.
Hells yeah. That's all right. I have a couple clips that I pulled that are that average about 40 seconds
Were
apiece.
any of them Rob Zombie's Dragula, which I completely forgot was the first song you hear in this movie?
They were not, unfortunately, Dragula. I didn't want that to be the copyright strike that knocked us off the internet. So
yeah, no.
I don't care about.
Just
We use propeller
picture
heads.
it in your minds,
Yeah.
listeners. When we get to a rave club, that's the music I was like, that was the only thing that took me out of this movie was like, oh shit. I did not remember that Rob Zombie's Dragula was in the club rave scene.
Yeah. Was that a real thing?
That brought back a lot of memories.
I wasn't part of that world, so I mean it could have been. I don't think it was, but doesn't seem likely.
As someone who's been professionally in the Halloween circuit, as Evan said earlier, I've heard that song a lot
There you
in
go.
haunted houses. Yeah, no, I mean, they didn't play it in my maze because my maze was spider themed, but yeah, I have professionally heard that song a lot of times.
All right.
Okay.
Let's
That
kick
and
this off.
Echolalia by Dead Can Dance.
Okay.
I'm gonna write that down. Hold on before I get started.
Yeah, put that in the big data machine.
Big data
Echolalia
machine.
by Dead
It's all
Can Dance.
calculating just all these Whitney facts at the end here. It'll be good. Okay. All right.
At the end, you'll be able to spit out one of me. And then I can just sleep all the time.
Yes.
That'd be great.
And
There you
Data
go.
Whitney can take over.
Right. Data Whitney, get to work. God damn it. You're late. All right. Here we go.
Data Whitney is never late.
That's your catchphrase. New catchphrase. All right. We open on an abandoned hotel, and a woman who we learn is named Trinity is making a phone call to an unknown character. It's traced somehow, and then she's cornered by 2 SWAT units. In my opinion, this might be the single greatest character introduction of all time. She quickly,
It might be.
yeah. I'm not being facetious. I think that we see her. She puts her hands behind her back. There's a cool split diopter shot. She turns around, crane
You get a really
kick.
good ass and PVC shot first. You're like, woo, who's this smoking hottie
Yeah,
Mhm.
doing the hacking in this abandoned building? And then
boom.
Hugo Weaving's like, your men are already dead.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And then you cut to her pulling some sweet moves you've never seen on film before.
Ever.
And you're like, what is happening?
Yeah, it's nuts. This is our first introduction to bullet time, as it turns out. So rad. And Whitney mentions they do a fantastic job throughout this film of really lighting Carrie-Anne Moss's ass. It's like, yeah, the elevator scene, this
She's
scene.
not a person that you traditionally think of as like, when you think of asses,
Right.
hers is nowhere near the list.
Correct. Yeah, but
It would be a long time before I got to Carrie-Anne Moss if I was writing, whose butts do I like?
right.
It would be years. Like, we're talking monkey on a typewriter writing Hamlet length of time before I got to Carrie-Anne Moss, just because I'm
Wow.
like, oh, well, now there's people left. So Carrie-Anne Moss. I would
Right.
never think of her as a butt person, but they did a very good job of accentuating it in
They did it.
this movie.
They did it. So, like Whitney said, the agents show up. She handily dispatches this team of SWAT. It's like 12 guys. She destroys them. And she begins to flee the scene, pursued by this mysterious agent. As you all know what an agent is. She eventually makes it to a ringing public telephone. The important part here is that it's hardwired, and then she vanishes into thin air. And we're all left wondering, the first time we saw this, what the hell just happened?
Happened.
Then we cut to
I
some...
love that it's a trash truck.
Yes, it's a trash truck through the booth, through the wall. No,
It's just perfect. And
Yeah.
they show a trash truck burning out. It's just great. So good.
What's a thing that would be there? What's a vehicle that would be like around, right? Trash truck.
Yeah.
Perfect.
It's perfect.
We cut to some nerdy computer programmer named Thomas Anderson. This guy's asleep at his desk. He's probably running MySQL queries on some guy named Morpheus. What a nerd.
Hey, here's a fun fact. I was watching a video of a real like computer security expert hacker guy talking about hacking in film and like critiquing how bad it is or whatever.
Yeah.
And they went through a whole bunch of films, and The Matrix is routinely across the board most accurate than just about any other movie as far as like what actually is the closest to hacking.
Okay.
They're still making stuff up.
Right. But it's less made up shit than everything else.
It's less made up than most things, like in the movie Hackers, where you're like digitally going through high rises of information and
All right.
stuff.
I'd be curious to know where Johnny Mnemonic ranks on that list.
Probably not very high.
Johnny Mnemonic ranks on hacking where Carrie-Anne Moss's ass ranks on asses. That's about
Nailed it. Full circle.
I'm just trying. I'm trying here. Here we go.
I'm not trying to tear down Carrie-Anne Moss on her ass, by the way. It's not a bad butt. It's just she's never a person that I would think of as
Right.
having a good butt.
Yeah. It's not. It's unremarkable. Can we agree on that?
Not in this movie.
And
It's quite
correct.
remarkable in this movie.
Yeah. It's all
I
about
remarked
lighting.
on it a lot.
All right. Tom, so I'm going to call him Tom going forward. Tom is known in the hacking world by his alias Neo, and he's got this weird suspicion, the spidey sense, something's wrong with the world. He's puzzled by, he just gets this feeling that something's wrong. And he is encountering these online situations with this concept called the Matrix, right? Trinity eventually contacts him via the terminal, which I didn't know was a thing you could do, tells him that a man named Morpheus has the answers he seeks. Gaining information from a clandestine source, the agents track and apprehend Tom, and then they threaten him, in a pretty effective scene. They want to capture Morpheus. They say, he's a terrorist. We know that you're going to be in contact with him. He's a terrorist. We want him. This is the intro to one of the best villains ever, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
This is Agent Smith. This is Hugo Weaving. I have this little interaction here, and I want to play it because it's great.
As you can see, we've had our eye on you for some time now, Mr. Anderson. It seems that you've been living two lives. In one life, you're Thomas A. Anderson, program writer for a respectable software company. You have a social security number, you pay your taxes, and you help your landlady carry out her garbage. The other life is lived in computers, where you go by the hacker alias Neo and are guilty of virtually every computer crime we have a law for. One of these lives has a future, and one of them does not.
Themes begin to emerge here. Obviously, this dual life situation, as we've addressed, the Wachowskis have in many of their pieces of media, this thing about having two lives. It's very applicable to them. It's writing from experience.
Wait, before we move on, can we just talk about how great Hugo Weaving's accent is?
It's incredible.
Because he's not doing like an American accent. He made up an accent unique unto itself to be an agent. And it works so well because there's something not quite human about it, but it's also at the same time very human and has a lot of little like ticks and stuff. And I don't know how much of that is Hugo Weaving and how much of that is planned out, but it's such a good accent because there's something about it in the way that he hangs on certain words and draws them out in ways that we don't. And considering that he does not have an American accent, like the R's and stuff, he does a very weird R, but it so works as something that is, appears human, but is something about it just says other.
Yeah. It's great.
I just love his vocal characterizations in this movie. It's so good.
Siri, Alexa, they're all going to get there eventually. It's going to be real weird when they start talking like him.
Mm-hmm.
I'll sign me up.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Anderson he eventually gets intercepted by Trinity and taken to meet Morpheus, right? There was a little bit of a scuffle. They put this little squid thing in his belly button. It was super gross. Trinity finds him. They suck it out with this cool vacuum thing. It's crazy.
One thing that I think is very interesting about this movie, and I don't remember enough from other Wachowski stuff to be able to say if it's a theme in just The Matrix or if it's a theme in all Wachowski stuff, just like the dual life thing.
Yeah.
Penetration is a very big theme in this movie. It happens a lot in a lot of different ways, and the force feeding through the tube and the tubes in the body and the spine and the brain and the tracker going in through the belly button, and all of it is something that I found very interesting watching it now, because that's not something I ever would have picked up in any of the other times that I've seen it. But always that belly button insect scorpion tracker thing going into his belly button was my least favorite part of the movie the first time I saw it. My least favorite part of the movie every time I've seen it since. Still to this day, my least favorite part of the movie.
Yeah.
I hate that.
It's disgusting, right? Yeah, It's terrible. Yeah, Trinity brings him to meet Morpheus, and then Morpheus tells him what the Matrix is. And I have that too, because, again, Lawrence Fishburne, crushing it.
The Matrix is everywhere. It is all around us. Even now, in this very room. You can see it when you look out your window or when you turn on your television. You can feel it when you go to work, when you go to church, when you pay your taxes. It is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth.
What truth?
That you are a slave, Neo. Like everyone else, you were born into bondage, born into a prison that you cannot smell or taste or touch. A prison for your mind.
You know, having heard that, I want to rule out like a lot of those actors that I listed for being Morpheus. That basically, that's Lawrence's to lose, right? And maybe Anthony Hopkins could pull those lines off, but I don't know about any of those other people, really.
Anthony Hopkins definitely could.
Yeah, he's great.
But I think a lot of them could not. That's the thing, is a lot of the other people that you talked about, just emotions get the better of them.
Yeah.
To be able to deliver a speech like that. Like, it just wouldn't play as well. Lawrence Fishburne is not detached because he cares very deeply, and it's very clear from the first second you see him, he is very invested in what's going on, but there's still a detachment and a measuredness to the way that he delivers everything that a lot of actors couldn't do.
Absolutely. He then offers, this is the key point of the movie, right? The inflection. He gives him the choice between two pills. Red, show him the truth about the Matrix. Blue, he goes back to just living life. Ignorance is bliss type situation. He takes the red pill, and his reality literally disintegrates around him. He awakens in this goo-filled pod.
A goo pod.
Goo pod. And it's among just almost an infinite number of other people in the same situation. It's a very elaborate battery system that we find out in a second. He is flushed down the toilet because he's believed to be he's broken, I guess. The machines are like, nah. And then he is brought aboard Morpheus's ship, which is called the Nebuchadnezzar, which we referenced in Pop Quiz. Neo begins a really intense physical therapy regime since he's never used any of the muscles in his body. It's crazy. Morpheus explains the truth, which is that 21st century war between humans and AI. Humans presumably nuked the sky. Just kind of, it's like Terminator kind of situation because the machines relied on solar. The machines were like, guess what? Humans are way better than the sun anyway, so we're going to use them. And they keep them pacified in the Matrix, like a VR simulation, right? It's modeled after the world about 20 years ago, 1998, 1999. So the machines have taken over the world, the surface, right? And then there's this city of Zion that's the last kind of bastion of hope, and that's close to the core of the earth where it's still warm. So Morpheus and his crew, we get this explanation. Their job essentially is recruitment. They hack into the Matrix, they free those they think are ready. They have like an understanding of the rules that enable them to bend them and break them. So that's why we get these really cool superhuman abilities, like being able to jump across buildings and the cool crane kick and the bullet time. We also learn here that death in the Matrix kills the physical body, and that the Matrix is patrolled by, we learn what the agents are. They're programs. Anybody who is in the Matrix can be an agent, potentially. And they are just tasked with they are Terminators, essentially. They just eliminate threats to the system. Meanwhile, in the real world, there's another thing called a sentinel, or a squiddy, as they say. And that thing's job is to search and destroy real humans in the real world. So we have two threats, and that's established pretty early.
Any organism not in a pod, basically.
Yeah, we're going to crush it, destroy it. These things, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's like a giant squid creature. It's a pretty cool, it's got a whole bunch of tools on each one of its arms. It's pretty neat. One's a laser, one's a claw.
Like a steampunk squid.
Yes, exactly. We get into virtual combat training, which is just like a really cool sequence of events that I'm sure, I don't know why you're listening to this if you haven't seen it, but here we go. Neo starts displaying like a crazy prowess for this stuff. He learns like 700 different forms of martial arts in like 10 hours. It's crazy. And this just reinforces to Morpheus, like, oh, I think this is it. This guy is the one, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, training program, girl in the red dress. Should be worth noting, this is the second movie in a row where Keanu was distracted by a woman in a red dress. Pretty neat. Themes emerge. The group then goes to visit the Oracle. And this is like one of the greatest people ever. She's like this prophet, I guess you could say, who has predicted like the one is going to save us, right?
Mm-hmm. Basically, everyone that like comes out of the Matrix gets their own prediction.
Yeah, which is really great.
Like everyone's got their own sort of, this is how things are going to go.
Yeah. And so over the course, we saw like during the training, we saw like, you got to free your mind. You think that's air you're breathing. All of these things that Morpheus is trying to tell him to kind of get him to open up. But I think very succinctly, with just a few words, the child here is what kind of sets Neo on the right path. I have this clip right here. It's 10 seconds, but it's awesome. I still love this line.
It's iconic.
Yeah.
Do not try and bend the spoon. That's impossible. Instead, only try to realize the truth.
What truth?
There is no spoon.
That's when it starts. I think that's when it starts to click for him. I could be wrong, but like that seemed to be the point where like a kind of a tipping point.
I think that line has been referenced in my life at least once a year since the movie came out.
Mm-hmm. At least. I think probably more. I think I have heard or said there is no spoon more than once a year since it came out.
It's sad because it's never with any kind of seriousness.
Yeah.
But it's still great.
Right. There's no gravitas behind that. Kid delivered it with the most gravitas that line will ever have. Never again. Never again.
Right. I always forget that he had like an awesome accent too.
Yeah. It's like a little I don't want to try to draw parallels, but that kid was kind of like maybe a little Buddha.
Oh God.
No? Okay.
Let's move on.
You said you weren't going to do it, and then you did it.
All right. I did done it. The Oracle gives us some bad news. She says, Neo, you're not the one. And also, sorry, you're going to have to choose between Morpheus' life and your own. Sorry for all the bad news. He walks away, but he gives him a cookie, and that seems to cheer him up. She says it's going to cheer him up, and it does. It was definitely like an oatmeal raisin cookie, though, so that wouldn't have cheered me up. If it was like a chocolate chip, John, then we're talking.
I don't know. It depends on how good a homemade oatmeal raisin cookie it was.
That's true.
I've had some really dank oatmeal raisin cookies, but I've also had some that were not worth the calories of consuming.
Yeah, I guess right out of the oven.
I've had some real, like, basically just enough oatmeal to keep the butter there. And it's so cinnamony and buttery, and it's just like, wow, this is really great. But also, there's a lot of really terrible oatmeal raisin cookies out there.
Raisins should never be in cookies, and I'm not going to take that back. So,
all right, I gotta. Let me write that down too here. Okay.
Yeah, that
goes
goes in the big data.
Most
Evan.
people that eat raisins and cookies thought they were chocolate chips.
I love that.
So.
Please get me the numbers. I'd love to run the numbers on that as well. I just need to be able to
plug
make sure
those into the machine.
Can't have those over on my desk by tomorrow. So they leave. They leave the Oracle's flat, I guess, whatever you want to call it. At this point, the group is ambushed by the agents and the tactical police, the SWAT. They were tipped off by the traitor, who we find out is Cypher Joey Pants, son of a bitch.
Yep. Son of a bitch, Joey Pants. What are you doing?
He's pissed because he thought Morpheus lied to him. So he basically wants to be plugged back into the Matrix and have his memory of ever being removed erased, which is crazy. But there you go. Morpheus sacrifices himself so that the rest of the crew can escape. And by rest of the crew, I really just mean Trinity and Neo. Now, Switch and APOC are also there, but we'll find out what happens to them in a minute. Morpheus tries to take on an agent, Smith, and he gets his ass kicked as expected because, come on. Cypher exits the Matrix back into the real world. And then what he does is he goes and he starts murdering people. So he goes to kill Tank, who is the pilot of the thing. And then his older brother Dozer, he uses like this cool lightning gun to shoot both of them. And then he just pulls the plug from APOC and Switch, and they just die because that's how that works. And that's very sad. We get that line.
Yeah.
Not like this. And that was, I felt terrible. That was bullshit.
It seems like a flaw.
Yeah, right. Like Neo got out same way. Right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe he woke up.
But Neo's
and
the one.
Right. All right. Fair enough. But is he the one right now?
That's the whole thing of like, where's your soul? Is it in the computer? Is it in your body? If it's not in your body, then when you're unplugged, then your soul is separated from your body and you're dead.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
I wanted to note a special line here that I glossed over from the Oracle. I just remembered it. She says, "You're not the one. You're waiting for something. Maybe your next life." I don't know. That's what those are the exact words. That comes into play in just a minute. So we're back. We're in the Matrix. Eventually, Neo and Trinity escape. Tank, turns out he was just grazed by the lightning gun. So he kills Cypher. He kills him good. Really kills him. So now we have a choice to make. Tank's like, I think we should unplug Morpheus because what they're doing is in the Matrix, they're interrogating him to get the codes to Zion. And if they do that, the whole thing falls apart.
All of humanity is lost.
Right. There's this is incredible. Hugo Weaving interrogating Morpheus here. I have this clip. I love this.
Can you hear me, Morpheus? I'm going to be honest with you. I hate this place, this zoo, this prison, this reality, whatever you want to call it. I can't stand it any longer. It's the smell, if there is such a thing. I feel saturated by it. I can taste your stink. And every time I do, I fear that I've somehow been infected by it. It's repulsive, isn't it? I must get out of here. I must get free. And in this mind is the key, my key. Once Zion is destroyed, there is no need for me to be here. Do you understand? I need the codes. I have to get inside Zion. And You have to tell me how. You're going to tell me, or you're going to die.
It is incredible, the acting here between these
Literally,
two.
I was like hanging on every word
Yeah.
in that scene. And having heard it all before, I did not think it would be that captivating, but it was that captivating.
Yeah.
It was so good. So good. Hugo Weaving is so good at this role.
Like what you said, like the word, when he's like, it's the smell, like all of those weird inflections that he does. It's so perfect. He takes the glasses off. He takes the earpiece out. He's like, let's get real. Okay. It's so funny. Like, Morpheus and crew want to get people out of the Matrix. He also wants to, he's like, I don't want to be here. I want to leave
I don't want to
too.
be here either, you fucko.
I hate this. You're preventing me from leaving. It's pretty rad. So they decide we're not going to kill Morpheus. We need him. Neo's like thinking about the prophecy in his head. So they're like, we're going to go in. Trinity and we're going to rescue this guy. So we get the jump program, guns, lots of guns. Great call forward to John Wick Chapter 3. Guns, lots of guns. I love that. They go into the lobby of this government military facility. And this is when it just cranks up to 11. And this is where it stays. We get like the iconic lobby shootout scene set to propeller heads. They win. They get through that. Tons of slow motion, particles flying everywhere. Shit's breaking. People are dying. It's great. Agent Smith is none the wiser because apparently he took his earpiece out. That's the only way he has to communicate with the rest of the Matrix. They get in the elevator, head on up to the roof, blow up the elevator so no one can come up behind them. On the roof is a helicopter. We find out this is the rescue plan. They're going to steal this helicopter and kill everybody in the room except Morpheus with this really badass minigun. And it works beautifully. There's a shot that I think is one of the best shots in all of movies here. And I'm sure you two know what it is. From below, looking up at the helicopter, shooting into that room, the water's pouring out, the shells are falling, everything's in slow motion. I was like, that still gave me chills to see that. It was so good. Neo in the minigun blows all the agents away. Great. Morpheus starts to wake up, breaks out of his chain, starts running to jump onto the helicopter. He gets shot in the leg by a reborn Agent Smith situation. Neo saves him. You know, this whole situation's amazing. They get in the helicopter. Agent Smith shoots the hydraulic fluid. Morpheus gets dropped on a building. Helicopter's crashing. Neo whips the thing around his arm. Trinity jumps out. It's like, oh, such a, like everything about it. It's like some of the best choreography you've ever seen.
Definitely.
So, in the real world, because they were like, they're trying to save him, the machines deployed a group of sentinels to attack the Nebuchadnezzar, right? They can find the Nebuchadnezzar based on like electrical signals, I guess, or whatever. Because the first time we see the sentinels, the whole ship powers down. They turn off all the electronics. They arm this EMP. They're like, in worst case scenario, we'll just blow them the hell up. Great. Back in the Matrix, Morpheus, Trinity, Neo, they get to this subway station. Morpheus is like, I'm out. Grabs the phone, disappears. Trinity, she starts to say something. And Neo's like, yeah, come on, later, let's go. She gets on the phone. Right at the moment she's about to disappear, Agent Smith takes over a hobo, and he pulls out this gun, shoots the phone, ruining Neo's chances of escape. And here, this is where it all happens, right? We get one of the coolest fights ever. The jump at each other, shooting, spinning, all this stuff. Crazy bullet time.
So good.
Oh my God. It's an awesome fight. We had that scene where like Neo goes to punch and the punch gets blocked and then he extends his fingers and chokes him a little bit. Everything about it's so good. They thought of everything.
Yep.
It looks like Neo's about to die. Subway train's going to come hit him. He jumps up. He's realizing he has all these powers, right? He was able to dodge bullets briefly. He was able to do some crazy maneuvers on Smith here. He jumps up, smashes that guy, flips out. Smith gets hit by a train. Guess what? Train stops. Smith is back because he's unstoppable. A chase ensues. All right. I don't want to bore you with the details of this chase. Smith kills Neo, right? With a lot of bullets. It was an unnecessary amount of bullets. He empties a clip, right? And then he's like, great, job done. I'm out. And he start walking away. Cut back to the real world. Sentinels have breached the hull and they are about to kill our heroes, right? Trinity.
I hate those things.
Right. They use lasers and their weird arms.
They're so aggressive.
Sentinels breach the hull. They're about to kill our heroes. They're making their way down to the bottom deck where the situation's all set up. Trinity, she's devastated. Neo has died, but she whispers to him, you can't be dead because my prophecy from the Oracle was that I would fall in love with the One. So you can't die because I'm in love with you. She kisses him and his heart starts, like immediately. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Disney moment.
With this revival, I believe that that was the moment that the prophecy was fulfilled, right? You're waiting for your next life. So technically he died, and this is his next life. He now has the power to perceive and control the Matrix. He sees the code now. He doesn't see anything except code, at least when he's in there, I guess. The agents try to kill him again. It's the best scene ever. He just, you're telling me I could dodge bullets? No. And I'm telling you that eventually you won't have to. He just stops them.
It's a great line.
Neo, Agent Smith comes in for the punch fight. Neo has none of that. One arm, just blocking all that shit. Kills him. It was great. He gets out of the Matrix just in time. They set off the EMP. Squiddies are dead. Everything's okay in the real world also. The movie ends with a phone call to the machines, I guess. Basically to the agents. And he promises, you know what? I have the clip. I won't do it justice. This is our boy ending, arguably one of the greatest movies ever made. Here it is.
I know you're out there. I can feel you now. I know that you're afraid. You're afraid of us. You're afraid of change. I don't know the future. I didn't come here to tell you how this is going to end. I came here to tell you how it's going to begin. I'm going to hang up this phone, and then I'm going to show these people what you don't want them to see. I'm going to show them a world without you. A world without rules and controls, without borders or boundaries. A world where anything is possible. Where we go from there is a choice I leave to you.
Oh, yeah. So, just want to fight.
I'm just going to let that play. I feel like that should have been Kashmir from Led Zeppelin, and they just
It was pretty close.
Yeah, I know. It really sounds exactly like it. Neo exits the phone booth. He puts on his glasses. He smirks at the camera. It's great. It's such a subtle thing that he does. And then right around this point here, we zoom out, zoom out, zoom out. And then he takes off into the sky. There it is. That sound.
Just flying away. Just Superman style.
Rage Against the Machine plays us out. Very much of the time, but it was still a very affecting ending. I was like, wow, that is some shit. And especially when you consider like Wachowski's, that was like, this was our movie. No real intention to do more, right? It was perfect. It was such a great wrap up to this. I have no words for it. It's perfect. That's it. That's the Matrix.
That's
oh
it.
my God.
That's the Matrix.
That's a wrap.
Okay. It's going to be close on this one. I'm thinking it's going to be close. Do you recommend this film?
Yes, I do recommend this film.
Evan?
I'm going to split the difference.
You can't divide by 0. Okay.
And go with yes.
I also recommend this film. You'd be, I don't know why I'd be here if I didn't recommend this film. Here's a really kind of interesting and cool part. Where does this fall on both of your lists?
Number 1.
Uno.
All right. It's unanimous. The Matrix takes the number 1 spot from Speed.
Wait, does that mean all of our number 2s are now Speed?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
All of us are the Matrix and then Speed in 1 and 2.
How about that? I wonder if more patterns like this will begin to emerge as we get further into the Keanu timeline. No reckoning is going to ruin this. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Something to think about. All right. So with that, next week, Evan will be leading us through a movie called Me and Will. Have we seen this? Has anyone seen this?
I have no idea.
No. Never even heard of this. Luckily, it's on Amazon Prime because I tried to get this movie and it is extremely difficult to get a copy of this movie, like legitimately or otherwise. So thank God that Amazon has this. Yeah, I don't know what to think. You know, we had Last Time I Committed Suicide. I hated that movie. It's at the very bottom of my list. We had The Devil's Advocate. That was like in the middle of my list. Then we have The Matrix, and that is at the top of my list. Literally 3 movies has had the biggest swing ever that you can have in your career. So I'm very curious where we go from here. We have about 6 movies in between this and the next Matrix film. I want to see what he gets up to. I'm excited.
Yep. I'm curious for the next few. See how they go.
We're at the end here, right? Nothing
done.
else?
I think we did it.
Oh my God. Hold on a sec. I'm just curious. Oh my
did
God.
The dang thing.
We're doing it. And we're coming in.
You can land.
We're coming in under the length of the movie by a lot. It's great.
Flaps down.
Don't do that. I don't like aviation talk.
You literally said you
so
wanted to come
weird.
in for a landing.
I didn't say that, did I?
I don't think so. I think
said
you
this brings
it,
us to the
Evan.
end.
I think you said landing and then you said flaps.
Damn it.
You said flap, not me. All right. We're having fun.
I think all the aviation talk came straight from you.
I know that's
Damn
what we
it.
used to say, but yeah, you're carrying on the tradition. We'll be back next week with me and Will. But until then, Whitney, where are you on the internet?
I am at Whitney_Nelson, NELSEN on Twitter, and you can find all my other podcasts there, but I'm not going to talk about them. Instead of listening to any of my other podcasts for this week and this week only, go watch The Matrix.
Yes.
Nice.
Good call. Excellent
Homework.
recommendation.
Mm-hmm.
It holds up, weirdly.
Mm-hmm.
It does.
Even more than I thought it would, and I knew it was going to hold up.
Yeah. Agreed. I agree.
There you go. Ev agrees. Speaking of Ev, where...
Ev agrees.
Don't. Stop. No.
Okay.
Where are you on the internet? Tell us about all the things.
I'm on Instagram at Evan Akery, although I'm considering Ev agrees. And because I typically do, I'm a softie. I've been trying to up my story game on Instagram.
It's been good.
So.
I approve of it. Making things, building things. I love it.
Yeah.
Cooking things, if you're into those
Cooking things on things. And then, so there's Instagram. I have Twitter. It's hot trash. And that's it for now.
All right. Fair enough. Is it safe to say that your Twitter account was friends with Jack Kerouac by any chance?
Sure.
It was a callback to a review that we did. You remember?
Yeah. I do.
Remember how much I hated that guy? Sorry.
Yeah.
I haven't let it go. You can find me on the internet at Dark Driving, wherever you go on the internet, at Twitch, which is something I'm starting to do, Instagram, Twitter, all those places. Follow me. Let's make some magic. It's going to be great. So with all that, I want to first thank everybody who sent something in. It was super heartening. Thank you for the outpouring of support. So with all that, thank you all for joining us today. And in the words of Bill S. Preston and Ted Theodore Logan, be excellent to each other and party on, dudes.
Hi,
I'm Keanu Reeves, the actor you're talking about on your podcasts. I'm sending you a message to tell you your podcasts are breathtaking. I spend lots of hours listening to your episodes. I love them. You're breathtaking. And remember, be excellent to each other. All I want from you is to include this to your Matrix episode. It's my very favorite film. I had really nice time here. And I can't wait to do the fourth one where I'll do some bad shit. Send my wishes to everyone. I'm not Keanu, okay? I'm not Keanu. This is an impression from your friend. Bye.